Hello again, welcome to another update. Last time I showed you the plans of what we were doing, and now I'm actually up to the baseboards. Managed to get some baseboards down. If you remember from the plans, it's actually a split level arrangement I'm doing. As you can see there, where the spirit level is, that's the lower level. That's about 560 mils off the floor. And the upper level is about 700 millimeters. As I keep saying, I have no experience. I've probably bit off way more than I can chew to do this. But I'm in no hurry, we'll give it a go. So that there, where the track is there, I've already started putting some track out just to see how it's going to fit. That's where the main station's going to be. I wanted to see how much space it's going to take actually. And if you know Pico, you'll know the yellow packets means I'm using code 75 rail, Electrofrog I should say, because I'm using DCC system. Probably going to go for the ECOS controller, which I'll be talking about in a future video, I think. So I was just putting the track out basically to see how big the station was going to be. To see how it was going to set out. So what happens is the main line goes around there, right on the higher level, and I've got a goods line which will actually come off the station, but will drop down to where that bar is, the lower level. Okay, so if you see the lower level where the spirit level is again, you can see there's a bar. There's actually going to be a large triangular section sticking out there, which goes across where those marks are in the wood. Sticks out about 500 millimeters, and if we look at the plan, you can see it. It's the blue tracks. It's the lower station, the branch line station. That's going to be at a lower level, with access from the main station by some stairs when I eventually get round to doing the scenic treatment. As you can see, I'm using Sundela board. If I wasn't going to use it because it's really expensive. But I had a chat with a few guys who used to do railway modelling, actually don't do it anymore. And they said it's really easy to work with, and it's quiet as well. And being in the loft, obviously, I am concerned about noise running trains at night. So the baseboards are complete around the outside of the loft now. Unfortunately, you can't see very much because it's so covered in rubbish. Well, there's a train. Any ideas what it is? Let me know if you think you know what it is. So the baseboards, it's wide here. It's about 4 feet wide, but at the back, around the loft hatch and behind the computer, it's just about 2 feet wide, and it's lowest height as well. So you can see where that strip light is. It's going to be very tight. I might actually have to move that light because there's 5 lines running along there. As it comes around the corner, you can see there's a big roll of cork there, which I bought from eBay for the underlayer. Now he's a bargain, I like a bargain. I was buying some cable for the dropper wires and for the DCC bus, and I came across this reels of cable, 1.5 millimeter square and 2.5 millimeter square, 100 meter reels, and they're about £13–14 each. The only thing is, they only had yellow and black left. So 100 metres, 14 quid, pretty good bargain. I was rather pleased with that. So I'm going to use, the bus will be 2.5 mil square, and the dropper wires 1.5, pretty good. And yellow and blue's not such a bad colour. Bargain price. It was discontinued, which is how come it was so cheap. Now one of the things I've realised is, and it's definitely a bad idea, is the railway goes right into the corner of the roof. It was difficult enough putting the Sundela board down, screwing it down. But I did get this special tool, which goes in the end of your drill driver, and it turns it through right angles. Not quite right angles, as you can see. So you put it in your drill driver, and then the other side there, you put your bits in the side. The biggest problem is you have to press it down really hard because obviously the turning force means it wants to jump out of the screw all the time, so you've got to put quite a bit of weight on the top. But it does the job. think I got one of those cheap tool places in the market. Amazing, isn't it, what you can get these days? Oh, here's another thing I bought as well to help me when I'm working on the lower levels. In the northeast we call this a cracket, which is an old mining term. It's just a nice little stool, perfect height to work on the lower levels, because I have made the layout a little bit too low for my back. So this is the main station area, as I've said. I just laid out a track to see how long it was going to be. There are 3 tracks running through the centre, 2 platforms on either side. And originally I think I could fit 6 or 7 coaches in, but I've had to narrow it. So I only get 5. I think 5 is pretty good rake. And as I said before as well, I'm using Pico Streamline code 75 track with Electro Frog points. I thought in for a penny, in for a pound. Why not? I haven't got any old stock which I'll be running, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now, one of the guys at work, when he found out I was building a railway, he gave me this, and he'd been given it by someone's family who died down the street. An old guy apparently. He'd had it for a long, long time in his house. It's Pico Streamline, flexible track. It's the code 100, so it's not enough for good for me on this layout, but I could use it for practicing ballasting and stuff. So how old is it though? Well, it's Pico Streamline, as you can see there. It's SL100X, and the price gives it away, 5 shillings and 9 pence, which I think is about 27 pence, 27 and a half pence or something. 5 shilling, a shilling being 5p in new money, about 27 pence I believe. One of the things I was recommended to buy was to use Spax screws. Nothing about screws, but apparently same guy who gave me the track recommended these. He's a joiner by trade. And he says Spax screws are brilliant, and they don't split the wood even when screwing in the ends. And it turned out to be true. So that's just about it for this one. We can see the track. Possibly next time it might actually be nailed down, and we'll see how we get on. So I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching.